Hi everyone, Claudia here from Lighting Clarity. This week's Spirit Talk, I want to talk about the topic of your soul purposes, your life purpose. So your soul purpose is about your expansion. It's about you reinventing yourself as you go along, allowing yourself to be led where it is your higher self is guiding you to be, where it is your soul is singing to and moving you into. Your soul purpose is meant to energize you when you engage with it. Just allow that to sink in for a moment. Your soul purpose is meant to energize you when you engage with it. It is about expansion. It is about reinvention. It is about following and allowing yourself to grow, and that allows you to manifest more easily what it is that's meant to be for you, more easily what is your higher self wants to bring in for you, that God wants to bring in for you, the universe. Where are you being led? I want you to think about that, feel into that. And where are you resisting where you're being led? Many, many years ago, I was living in Perth, as I've said before. My kids were very young. And I was sitting and I was channeling my spirit guide, Sarah. She's a lovely, lovely lady. And I would often channel my spirit guide, engage with her. Now, I wasn't doing readings for a living. I wasn't running my business. I had two very, very young kids, a baby on my hip, a little boy who was about 3 or 4. And my spirit guide, Sarah, as I was speaking with her, I felt an energy pulling me within the channeling session I was having with her around this way. It's the only way I can describe it. And I was resisting the pull. And I kept talking to her, ignoring that other energy that was in when I was channeling Sarah. And Sarah was smiling at me. And I knew I was being asked to go into, the only way I can describe it is a different section within the channeling, into a different room. We'll put it that way. And finally, while I was asking her questions and listening to her answers, I said to her, okay, fine. And I said, I will go with where I'm being pulled right now, but I want you to come with me and I want you to hold my hand. There was a resistance within me. I had no idea where I was being pulled, but I knew that I was resisting it long enough while I was sitting there channeling her, and I was being asked, I was being called. She smiled. She knew I was avoiding it, and she said, yeah, of course I'll go with you. And as I said, the only way I can explain is that I walked into another room with her. And as I walked in, lo and behold, much to my shock and surprise, standing in front of me was the Council of 12. The Council of 12's the Ascended Masters, all standing in a line in front of me. And I went, standing there, I got a bit of a surprise. I thought, what's going on? Master Elmora, who was about, I think, the seventh or sixth one along, stood forward. He stepped forward towards me. And he said to me, you have an important mission. You have an important soul journey that we are asking, that you're being asked to bring in. You are going to be doing readings for clients. You are going to be moving into exactly what I do for a living now. This is a calling that you're not meant to resist. It is very important. You have many soul contracts you are here to fulfill and to assist with. He means in terms of people like yourselves, yeah, clients. And people that you're meant to teach, people that you're meant to be in front of. And of course, I'm thinking, I've got a baby and I've got a little boy who's in kinder. You've got to be kidding. And I also felt quite intimidated by what was being asked of me and by the fact they were standing in front of me. They were very loving, but it was more, I thought to myself in that moment, what on earth did I go and promise and put in place before coming into this lifetime to bring these 12 standing in front of me, because they brought it in just at the right time. They gave me the information just at the right time, though I didn't think it was. And I didn't feel qualified to do this. I said, you've got to be kidding. And I didn't say that, but I thought it. What I answered him with was, I have heard you and it's been noted. He said, it is very, very important you listen to what we are saying. And I said, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. See if there's anything else. No, that's it. That's it with what was said at the time. It was a long, long time ago. It was over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. I thanked them. I walked back with Sarah. I finished speaking with Sarah and I came out of my channeling session. And I did listen. Over the coming months, one of the things that kept coming forward, I had it with Mother Mary, I had it with Jesus, I had it with Archangel Michael, Gabriel. It is, you are a teacher and you are meant to teach. And that is what they continued saying, even though I had young children with me. And I was like, how am I going to do this? When am I going to have time? And I did. And I've had my business for 10 years. I've been in the business for 10 years. I followed where I was being led. Even though I resisted it, I trusted my journey. I trusted my path. Even though I wasn't sure about any of it. But I listened. I felt into my own energy. I listened to my higher self and I allowed myself to be led. Sure, I had resistance in certain parts, in certain areas as I moved into the line of work I'm in. But I cannot tell you what joy it brings me to do what I do for a living. To do my readings, to do my healings, to run the courses I run, to teach clairvoyance, to be here with you all talking. I love it. I do love it. It does energize me. And I do know it's one of my soul purposes. It's one of my life purposes. Obviously, I have a life with many other things in it, but it's one thing that I do. I did follow it and I did listen. I want each of you to feel, where are you being led? What have you outgrown? What are you ready to let go of? Even though you cannot see what's ahead of you. Take the plunge, step forward into something new, reinvent yourself, expand yourself. If life is feeling flat, if things are not manifesting, it's time to do things differently. It's time to really get a piece of paper, a pen, and write what it is you've always wanted to do. What have you always wanted to do and you haven't done? It doesn't necessarily mean it has to do with earning money. It could be to do with a holiday. It could be to do with learning a new skill. I don't know. I want you to look at what it is you've always wanted to do and you haven't done. And start putting the steps in place towards doing that. Expanding, reinventing. What energizes you? That's going to spin the wheels of manifestation far quicker than you thought. Staying in your fear, staying in the same old isn't going to change anything. The words are expansion, reinvention, and what invigorates you, what energizes you. Think about that sentence. Think about those words. All right. Well, I hope my video has been of help today. Many blessings. I'll connect with all of you again soon. Thanks, everyone.